Joseph Stalin, ruler of a sixth of the earth for 30 years, has been thrown from his pedestal. Colleague of Lenin in the stormy days when the Bolshevik Revolution shook the world, the man who took the mantle of Lenin when he died, Stalin is now officially branded a dictator by his own party through its spokesman, Comrade Khrushchev. The leader who is above criticism, the little father of his people, is convicted 3 years after his death of having ruled by terror. Lenin is said to have warned the party against giving Stalin too much power. Today, when thousands he purged are being declared innocent, when Russia has repaired the destruction of a war he would not foresee, his country must be remembering Lenin's warning. When Stalin died, his body was laid beside that of Lenin in the Red Square. Now Moscow's workers are petitioning to have it removed. But in those days, his colleagues would not dare to speak, for his name was still magic. A Russian aircraft brings Georgy Malenkov to London Airport, where Minister of Fuel and Power Aubrey Jones and Lord Citrine, Central Electricity Authority Chairman, are there to greet him. Malenkov leads a delegation of Soviet electrical engineers who are touring British power stations and electrical installations as guests of the CEA to see something of our achievements. Strict security precautions are taken, for there are many emigre organizations in Britain who are opposed to the visit. Thanking the minister for his welcome, Malenkov says he is happy to be here in your wonderful capital, the City of London. The delegation leave the airport for the Soviet embassy, where they are staying during their visit. Lord Citrine goes with them for an embassy lunch, where he discovers that Malenkov is an admirer of Robert Burns. His favorite quotation, "A man's a man for all that." To Britain, at the moment of Stalin's downfall, comes the man who briefly succeeded him, Georgy Malenkov, heading a delegation of electrical engineers. He visits the Premier, and to a gathering of labor leaders, he says, "We have cleaned up Russia. We have stopped the dictatorship. It cannot come back." The world hopes he will prove to be right. To Calder Hall comes Russia's Georgy Malenkov to see Britain's first atom power station now nearing completion. He inspects the giant cooling towers, which reconvert the steam from the turbines into water for the reactors to turn again into power-giving steam. Russia already has a nuclear power station supplying the grid, but Calder Hall will be 20 times as powerful, the biggest in the world. Malenkov tells his hosts, "We will be only too glad to share our experiences with our British friends, just as we see valuable things here which we can follow as an example. Congratulations on your success." Georgy Malenkov, former Soviet Premier and now Minister for Power Stations, holds a farewell press conference after his tour of Britain. 300 journalists crowd into the Soviet embassy to ask him questions through an interpreter. Mr. Malenkov pays tribute to British achievement in the peaceful use of atomic energy and to the friendliness of our people.
Который оказывается нам всюду, где бы мы ни появлялись. We have enjoyed our stay here. We hope that we have also left a good impression here. And we base this hope on the warm and friendly welcome accorded to us wherever we went.
He refers to the exchange visit which British power experts will shortly be making to Russia and hopes that such exchanges will strengthen relations between the two countries.
There may be some persons who do not like the growing contacts between our two countries and peoples. However, we realize that it is a small flock that has no black sheep, and we trust that the voice of the black sheep does not reflect the true feelings of the people.
We'll excuse a personal question. It's been widely reported that Mr. Malenkov is related by marriage to Mr. Khrushchev. Could you throw light on that story at all?
Никаких специальных родственных отношений у меня с моим большим другом, мистером Хрущевым, нет.
Well, of course, I can satisfy his curiosity by saying that, well, I'm no relation by marriage to my great friend, Mr. Khrushchev.
Dozens of journalists have questions to put. One points out that both Russia and the West have declared that they do not want war and that they favor peaceful economic competition between the two systems. He asks who Mr. Malenkov thinks will win that peaceful competition if the world avoids war for the next 100 years.
Well, naturally, we attach great importance to the question of peaceful competition, economic competition. Well, naturally, we would like to win this competition, and I believe this will happen within 100 years from now.